Hi, my name is Newell Davis with World Composting, and today we're going to take a look. Well, I shouldn't say we're going to take a look. We're going to split in half our 10-gallon grow bag system. It has been doing really well with the African Nightcrawlers in it. They've expanded in population. At one point they did shrink a little bit, but they've really grown. And there's a lot of them in here, and I'm worried about it getting a little bit overcrowded. Plus, I also feel like the system's getting a little bit heavy where it really takes two hands to lift it. So now we're going to split this system in half, and we're going to have two 10-gallon grow bags that are going to have these African Nightcrawlers in it. Now this system has been one of my most successful systems running African Nightcrawlers, especially during the winter months. A lot of times I've had the worms just die off during the winter. In fact, my urban worm bag, all the worms have just disappeared as the temperatures have dropped. And I think there's a couple reasons for that we'll talk about as we take a look at this system. So with that, let's go take a look at the bag and start the splitting process. All right, here is our grow bag that is doing so well. Now, I feel like the reason why it's doing so well is you can't see, but this is actually where I leave this. This is in the center of the room, and I do have my temperature gun here. So hopefully you guys can see this. But you can see it's 67 degrees here, but it is 61 degrees on the floor and about 58 on the walls. Everything else I have is against the walls here. This happens to be in the center of the room. It's one of the warmest parts in this basement, and I think that's why this system happens to be doing so well. But with that, we're going to add a second one right next to this. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to take this, we're going to turn it, and we're going to just make it off to the side here. It's kind of leaning up against the side of this bin, or the this tub here, and we're going to go ahead and add a second one in here. It's going to be a little bit cramped. Maybe we'll have to scooch these over a little bit more, maybe make them a little bit more pushed together in the center. But the idea behind this is also that this way, this side will hopefully stay a little bit more moist because there'll be a second system here and they're going to kind of be able to transfer moisture back and forth. And I'm hoping that this way they will consume more of the material. So with that, let's go ahead and take off our top. Oh, wow, look at this. First off, there is a bunch of castings already on the top here, and they look really good. This has just been doing great, I have to say, since I started it. I've been really impressed with how this works. You can see right now all the castings. In fact, let me grab a glove here. And these are African Nightcrawler castings all over this top. And you can just see them. They're very granular, but you can really see them and see how they look. They're doing a great job in this system. Oh, there's a whole bunch of them on the top now. Let's see if I can dig down in it. This feels a little bit more moist than it should be. Look at this, though. Oh my gosh, they're doing. I mean, this system has just been doing phenomenal. This is why I want to expand it. Now, these are pretty small for African Nightcrawlers. This is probably a juvenile. They can get as long as this glove here easily. And when I first got them, they were pretty big. But there's a whole bunch of adults in here. They are multiplying. I've never found any cocoons in any of my African Nightcrawler systems, but they do have cocoons as well. Now, with that, now that we're just digging in the center here, let's just move this apart here. I'm just curious. Let's just see here. It still says 60-some degrees. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. So it's not as warm as I thought. I thought maybe they'd warmed up a little bit more. I do add a lot of material, and I'm adding a lot of things that could heat up in this system with the fish water and my Vita output from my food cycler. And with that, the first thing we're going to do, though, is we're going to go ahead and get this started by adding some cardboard. So I'm going to go ahead and take off my glove here and just leave it off to the side. I'm going to grab some micro shred cardboard here. I've got a whole bunch of it. And we need to add a good amount to the bottom here. So we're going to add, I think this is like a 2-gallon bucket. Just a 2-gallon bucket of it to the bottom. Let's just see how that looks. Maybe a little bit more. And for those of you that haven't seen, I do have a video about micro shreds versus the crosscut I've been using for years. And I'm impressed with just how easily these pack and everything. I'm really just like them a lot better, actually. So I'd highly recommend checking out that video. I'll try to remember to link it. But if you can, I really do recommend these micro cuts over the cross cuts that you see in this system. These are just much bigger pieces. They just don't break down as quickly. And I think these are going to break down a lot faster. And they're going to hopefully hold in that heat a little bit better. Now with that, I need to divide this in half. So I am going to have to probably, well, you know what, I'm just going to move stuff over by hand. I'm just going to grab a whole bunch of this stuff in the system, including the worms, and I'm just going to move it over. And I know this is dry right now. We're going to add water. Don't worry about that. But look at these worms. My gosh. Oh, here, hold on. Here's a really large one right here. There's a couple of them. Look at these worms. Look how large they are. Really beautiful looking worms in here. We're going to go ahead and add some of those. We want to make sure we get some adults in there. We also want to make sure we keep some adults in here as well. But we're going to add a whole bunch of this. We're going to add some of the side bedding in here that's dried out and never really broke down as well. That's why I don't want to add too much bedding in there. We're going to spread this all out. We're going to add food to both these systems. Let's just dig down here a little bit more. We need to add a whole lot of composted material in here so we can get those microbes going as well. So we're going to add a whole lot of material and split this in half. And again, I'm adding a whole lot from the sides here because there's just a lot of material that's just not breaking down. I probably should have this in some sort of tote to really kind of encapsulate it a little bit more and close things off, and that way they'll get the sides instead of just drying out like they are right now. But I'm hoping that when I do this, with what I'm doing with this system, I'm hoping that this will start working a little bit more. Now, the next thing I need to do here is I'm going to have to lift this up, and I don't know if you'll be able to see this. I want to kind of shovel this all to one side. And I see some large worms down in there again. You can see this material on the bottom looks really good as well. Again, look at these massive worms. Really large worms in here with these African Nightcrawlers. But I want to smash these systems together to make it where we kind of got like a big wall that they kind of share. It can spread moisture back and forth. All right, there we go. That's kind of collapsed on that side. Now we need to do the same over here. And see if we can get these to just sort of collapse together here. I've got to get this in the system. There we go. There we go. Now we've got two systems here. They're sort of collapsed together. We can still see this one's a lot larger, so I'm going to go ahead and add more material from this side over to here. That might be because of that too. And I probably will need to buy a bigger tote to put these in, or something else that's a little bit more, that allows them to spread out a little bit more. But for right now, I'm going to just continue to do this as this is what I have. And that's the other thing you're going to find, that a lot of things are about what do you have and what can you do. So here we go. We've got our bag over here. This is our old bag. This is the new bag. And now the first thing we need to do is we need to add water to this. And we're going to need quite a bit of water because they're both pretty dry right now. And again, this is fish tank water. And there's also, of course, the piece in there that allows these both to drain. So the water can run right through. And then at the same time, what's great about this is also once it runs through, it can soak it back up if it needs to, because they're not on the ground, but they are touching a little bit on the lower side. So there's a little bit of touching going on, but not too much. And this one on the right, this new one's going to need a lot of water because all that stuff was dry, all that bedding material. And with that, though, actually, before I add too much, let's add some food to this, too. They are going to need some food, and that's going to help this heat up. It's also going to help absorb some moisture. So we're going to do that on both sides. We're going to add food here. And again, what am I using for food? The output from my food cycler. Actually, maybe we'll add just another handful over here. It still feels like this is a little bit light. A little bit light on this right side here. Lots of material on the left here. This stuff looks great. But this way, what I can eventually do, hopefully, is do a harvest in this system and get these worms out of here and harvest this entire system. So that's my eventual goal with this. But right now, I just want to expand how many African Nightcrawlers I have. I just do not have a lot since I lost my other system. Oh, hold on here. I'm going to take off this glove. I got to move something over here so I can put in the food cycler output. And here we go. Got that now. We're going to go ahead and add in a bunch of the food cycler output. And by the way, whew, that was dusty. This stuff does heat up, which I think is also very helpful to these African Nightcrawlers. And I'm adding a lot in here because I want to make sure that they've got a lot of food that they can go through. This is going to sort of compost in here, heat up a bit. But what this needs, of course, is more water. As you can see, this stuff is pretty dry. And we need a lot of water. This is fish water, which is perfect for this. We're going to add a lot of fish water here. Now, the other thing that might happen with this, I'm not sure, we'll have to wait and see, is the worms could technically move back and forth between these systems. They could crawl up over the sides. I don't think they will, but I don't know. So we'll see if that happens or not. So let's just see how we're doing here on moisture. We need more moisture over here and more moisture over there. We need moisture on both sides. Okay, more water. More water. There we go. We really want to make sure that this gets all absorbed and everything gets wet. There we go. I think we're good on this side. We're going to go ahead and collapse this in a little bit. And we're going to add some more fresh cardboard at the top. Man, look at all the worms right here. I mean, look at this. Look at that. You can just see, got a whole lot of worms in this system. They're doing really well. They're really populating it. All right, we're going to add a few more to this side. Jeez, I feel like this side's still overpopulated possibly, but it's hard to tell. Hard to tell, hard to tell. But this is the first real system I've had that has just been very successful at expanding the African Nightcrawler population that I have. And I really want to make sure that this continues to work. So, let's just see how we're doing here. This is pretty good. Maybe a little bit more over there. We're starting to get that moisture content in. I'm just making sure that the worms are in that area too. All right, I think we're going to go ahead and call that. We'll add some more water. But the first thing we need to do, actually, let's add a little bit more water. We'll add a little bit more. I know that I'm adding a lot of water to these systems, but it's okay. It can drain out through the bottom. We do have that strainer in there as well. Or, there's a piece of metal shelving that holds these off the ground so water can run out the bottom. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not really seeing any water. Let me just lift this up. Let's see here. I'm still not seeing any water running out the bottom, so I don't think we're going to have any issues with that this time. I think this is pretty dry, especially on this right side here, since it's all fresh. And it's going to take a while for this one to really get up and fully functioning, but now what we need to add is another layer of cardboard on top. So I'm just grabbing my bucket here. Going to add a bunch of cardboard to both of these systems. And this is actually why I add cardboard to the top, is to make sure that the system is kind of holding this stuff in, but also it gives somewhere where the extra moisture to go. And it acts as a barrier to kind of keep that heat in if they do warm up, which is good for these worms. These worms like the heat, and they like the warmer temperatures. So there we go. That is good for that. Now, of course, this is our old cover right here. As you can see, I'm just going to go ahead and put that on top. And I, of course, made a new cover. So this one, though, we're going to keep green. So same material, but this one's going to be green on this side. Man, some cobwebs on here. Green on this side, so we know which one's the new one versus the old one, just in case one starts doing better than the other. We can see. So with that, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'm glad that this system is working so well to the point that I could split this system. I mean, really, it's doing a phenomenal job. I've been actually very impressed with these grow bags. I'll have a link down below if you're looking to buy one and start a system this way. I would probably, and I probably will look to buy and put these in a tote, maybe a 27-gallon or 14-gallon tote. I'll have to see what'll fit. Next time we come back, hopefully I'll have these in a tote. That way I can move them around. It does weigh quite a bit, but we'll figure this out. But these are working really well. The question will be is harvesting. I haven't harvested any of them yet, but I think that these will be easy to pick up and dump, and do a dump harvest with, where you'd use light. So thank you for watching. If you have any suggestions, comments, or concerns, let me know down below and give me a shout. All right, thank you for watching.